Hi, welcome to my first official booktube video where I'll be reviewing Assistant to the Villain. I can't wait to discuss this book, so here we go. Actually, I bought this book at a home goods store, which obviously was not the main goal of that shopping spree, but I couldn't help myself. So I started reading it immediately, and at first I wasn't sure about the main character. I don't know, I wasn't really sure what to think of her, but as soon as she meets the villain, she gets, I don't know, it caught my attention. Um, so after the prologue, the book starts a few months after she starts working for the villain. And it was just, it's such an interesting world and like a setup between all of the characters, not just Evie, which is the main character, Evie Sage, and the villain. Although I really enjoyed their growing relationship and their banter, I think I really loved the side characters the most. You really get to see different aspects of Evie's um humor and what are you doing? Come on, Maisie. Hi, this is Maisie. She wants to say hi. You want to say hi, Kara? No? Stop whipping your tail, please. Okay? Thank you. She's gonna hang out here. She's very curious. She's a very curious cat. Um, where was I? Right, Evie Sage. And the side characters. You really get to meet, like, a lot of fun, um, just whimsical characters. And although the backstories of all the characters are very dark, very sad, I would say. But the way they all sort of come together and they're not even like a family, but they just kind of work together, but they still have really fun banter and really just great moments. I love the moments in a book where maybe it's not necessarily moving the plot forward, but it really gives you a sense of humanity and realness to the characters. And I think this book really achieved that. Um, yeah. So moving forward in the story, there's a lot of crazy revelations. Like I didn't know what to think. I wasn't even sure what I was thinking the plot twist would be, what the plot twist would be. But it was such a weird, not weird, but very shocking surprise. And I loved it. I loved it. I felt so bad for Evie. Like I loved her. She was so adorkable, adorable and dorkish, and she puts her foot in her mouth, but in a very cute, like you just want to smile and tilt your head at her. And I don't know. I think the villain really saw that in her. What I saw in her, like she was like this bright little daisy poking out of the all the weeds, and yeah, and I like that the author gave her a sense of responsibility toward her family. Like the entire reason she starts working for the villain is to provide for her father and for her little sister, who, by the way, is just adorable. Like she's not like in the story much. She's sort of just there, but I found her really cute. I love the little siblings. I actually have three little siblings, so that's probably why I'm such a fan of the sibling dynamic. Um, yeah, and so the book is a split perspective storytelling, so you get to see into the villain's um into the villain's mind and what's going on, and he, like, you learned his real name, which I like his real name. I'm not going to tell you it because that'd be spoilers, and that's a big no-no. And I really liked reading his side of the story too, and his inside of the mind thoughts and narration was really fun and really, like, I don't know, he's obviously falling for Evie Sage, but he's so determined not to that he kind of, um, I want to say insults himself, but that's not the right word. No, he's more like beating himself up for caring about her and for finding her little quirks and stuff cute. And I thought a lot of it was really funny. And later, toward the end of the book, when he finally sort of accepts the fact that he likes her, there's this really amazing like paragraph or two describing his feelings for her. And I don't know about you, but I love those moments in a male's perspective that he's like head over heels in love with the woman, and he's just basically describing his feelings through these amazing, like, just amazing descriptions. I mean, there's a reason he's such a popular character. So, yeah. What else? Okay, so, and the villain, he's also very dark and very traumatized, obviously, but I found that his darkness and his villainy, morally gray stuff really contrasted well with Evie, but then in her perspective, you get to see how much she's really questioning his influence on her, but it's not necessarily his influence, it's more of her deep, dark desires and um, her deep, dark desires and her just what would she do and what is she capable of? And you wouldn't think that this adorable cinnamon roll type girl is capable of such darkness, but I mean, it really, like, she really surprised me. And yeah, um I don't know, they both did. And I loved the book. I loved it. And I can't wait to see where Evie and the villain go from here and what happens for all those side characters. And it shocked me. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. And I really did like it. So that is Assistant to the Villain. And I really want to read Apprentice to the Villain, the sequel to this book. I have high hopes for it. Maybe that's not a good idea, but in addition to all of my thoughts, I'd like to share one of my favorite quotes from the book. Um, I don't know why this one stuck out at me, but I immediately marked it to go back to later. So let me find it. Um, Adulthood should be illegal, and that's in Evie's perspective. So I don't know. As soon as I read it, I laughed out loud, and I had to share it with y'all. So.